Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel. So good afternoon. This is another episode that I wanted to do to, like I said, to make up for missing last Sunday, and because it was another message that spoke to me about things that I'm going through right now. And so what it's called, it's actually for tomorrow, September 17th, but it is what it is. We're going to do it today because I feel it in my spirit. It's like, no, I just really I liked what it said. So I wanted to read about it and to talk about it. So it's the title is The Proper Attitude to Have When Climbing a Steep Hill. All right, so this is what it says. When life is an uphill climb, the best way to ascend gracefully and with the least pain is to not overthink the problem. If your mind is obsessing an issue and fueling the flames of fear, your journey will be more difficult. My Taoist teacher says that climbing a mountain will become much harder if you keep thinking about tomorrow. In your life, hills will inevitably appear that you must learn to climb, but your attitude can lessen your suffering. Say to yourself, I know about hills, I've climbed them before. I will not make the journey worse by dwelling on the hardships. Instead, keep breathing slowly. Stay focused on where you are, not on the faraway mountaintop. Look for the delicate little flowers growing among the rocks and boulders you are navigating. Sing a song you love aloud or inwardly. Mountain goats make slow but sure progress on their climb to the top. Learn from their scrappiness, poise, and patience on your path up a steep hill. So, to me, that literally just got my whole life together, because that's like, if I face somewhat of a hill or a mountain, I'm like going in, not even into panic mode, but more so I just get mad because I'm like, this is not a part of my plan, So I think that there were a lot of things that stood out to me, but the main thing is like your attitude, having the proper attitude when you face a battle, when you're facing an uphill or, a change that you weren't necessarily counting on. It's your attitude that will make a break, because you're going to go through it anyway, but it's just like, why make it more harder for yourself by having a nasty attitude, or like a woe is me attitude, or like a I'm mad at the world attitude, or just like blaming everybody. Instead, you just have to be able to embrace it and look at what it's trying to teach you. So let's get into it. So when life's an uphill climb, you have to work gracefully with the least pain to not overthink the problem. So not overthinking the problem is something that definitely I know for myself I struggle with. I know people who might have anxiety. It's very easy when things don't go the way that we plan to become extremely anxious, to overthink the problem, and that in turn just creates even more problems, which creates even more anxiety, which creates even more issues for you. So it becomes like a really scary cycle that sometimes you can't get out of, and you end up staying in way longer than necessary. So I would say that we need to learn to not overthink the problem. You can think about the problem, think about the resolution that you can come up with, and if you can't come up with a resolution, then step back, give yourself time, and it will come to you. So I definitely like that message of not overthinking the problem, because if you obsess over an issue, you're just fueling the flames of fear, and you do not want to get caught in a fire of fear, because that is very hard to get out of, and it just makes your journey more difficult, and it's unnecessary. So climbing the mountain, you just take it day by day, your attitude can definitely lessen your suffering. So it doesn't mean like be oblivious and just, not necessarily handle the problem, but it's more so how you handle it and how your mindset is when you're handling the problem that can influence less suffering for yourself. So saying to yourself, I know about hills, I've climbed them before. I will not make the journey worse by dwelling on the hardships. That is a word, because we've all, as adults, been through stuff, and you got through it because you're here today. So just reminding yourself, like, okay, I've been through worse, or I've been through this before, or something similar to this before. I've been through a lot of stuff before and I'm still standing. So clearly I'm able to get through it. I just need to step back, take a deep breath, look at what's going on, and seeing how I can make what do I need to do, or what can I do about this, or how can I adjust to this, because it's here, it's not going anywhere. So I need to make the necessary changes to make it work for me. This is definitely kind of like what I was saying in the other episode, making things work for you no matter what. When things hit the fan, duck and dodge, do what you got to do to make it work for you to get to the finish line, basically. And breathe slowly, stay focused on where you are, not on the faraway mountaintop. So learning to embrace where you are in life. You've come a long way, and you still got a long way to go. You're going to get to where you want to be. You're going to get to the mountaintop. You're going to get to the end of the whatever it is you're trying to get to. It's just allowing yourself to embrace this change and seeing what it, seeing where you, take the time, to step back and reflect on how far you've come, where you are, where you're going, and what does all that mean to you. And embracing and be proud of yourself. Be proud of how far you've come, because you're not at the bottom of the mountain. You might be at the middle or something like that. So you definitely made some progress. Be proud of yourself and keep going and pushing yourself and embracing what's going on. It says, look for the delicate little flowers growing among the rocks and boulders you are navigating. That's something that I know that I need to do more, is to pay attention to the little things, like the little delicate flowers, because you have this big idea of what you're trying to achieve. Like, okay, I'm trying to finish my master's degree, and maybe I didn't take the time to really think about, like, throughout each semester I faced some type of issue or something that was going to that was meant to push me back, but I ended up still getting through. And even though I'm not finished yet, I'm still, like, even right now I'm facing some type of little setback, but just being able to, still appreciate, when I'm talking about the setback, I had to think about, okay, hold up, but I only have 4 classes left. So I've been able to pay out of pocket this entire time for my degree, because I promised myself I wasn't going to take any loans out for this degree. In so doing that, I had to work 2 jobs, deal with the pandemic, and just a bunch of other stuff that was happening. Literally every semester there was something coming to try to throw me off. And I was able to persevere through all of that with good grades. Never got, anything less than an A. So just being able to take that time to reflect. And I probably wouldn't have done that if I was in this semester. I would be huffing and puffing, like, okay, I got to get I have to get my books. I have to do this. I have to do that. Thinking of all the money that I have to spend and all the different tasks that I have to do, which I would still appreciate that. But just, I wouldn't be able to take the time to reflect on how far I have come, the things that I've gone through, and how I can use that to help others. Like, even creating this episode, I'm able to do, I've never in my entire time of using this podcast have I ever recorded 2 episodes in one day, or been able to release more than 1 episode, because I've always been hustle and bustle and trying to do all these different things at the same time. And even feeling like sometimes I wasn't able to put in the full work that I wanted to for the podcast, or even to be now, I'm going to work on my my mask and stuff. and just like my merchandise. So being able to have that time. So just really just taking the time to like appreciate the delicate little flowers that are growing among the rocks and boulders that I am navigating. So I'm navigating through the mountaintop to get to my degree, but along the way, I was able to create a podcast. I was able to put myself out there and create a business for myself that I'm still working on, meet new people, just like, just those little delicate flowers that are going to help me get to the top. So sing a song you love aloud or inwardly. Mountain goats make slow but sure progress on their climb to the top. So being like a mountain goat and taking your time, making sure you're making progress still, and just get to the top, getting to the top, and learn. Learn from their scrappiness, poise, and patience on your path up a steep hill. And ooh, that patience part, yo, like that is something that the universe, God has been trying to teach me patience for the past 2 years. And I know probably God is impatient with me because of how impatient I am with everything. So just trying to be like the mountain goat and take things slow and appreciate what it is right now, and what the things that you, like I said, little things that you do along the way of your mountain. Another thing I can think of, like just little changes that you make, or little things that you decide to do for yourself, or little accomplishments that you make, being able to appreciate them and recognize them, and let it, keep pushing you to the top. So definitely your poise and your patience on your path can definitely play a role in you getting to the top. Being patient with yourself, being patient with the environment that you're in, being patient with time and the way things are working out, and just believing that it's going how it's supposed to go. So that's definitely important, because life is a steep hill and you're gonna get to the top. Believe me, you're gonna get to the top. It's just how you're gonna get there, and when you're gonna get there, and being okay with the time that it takes, the course that you have to take to get there, and the things that you do along the way. So when it says set your intention, it says, I will approach adversity with lightness, not worry. I will not aggravate a stressful situation by dwelling on my fears of the future. Another word, this is like getting me all the way together, because approaching adversity with lightness, not worry. That is definitely something that is a lesson that I am learning to do, and it's definitely vital as adults to, when you face adversity, take it for what it is. Don't embrace it into the point of it becomes who you are. Just, okay, that's what we're doing. Okay, cool. So let me move on and do this, or make this adjustment, or shift this gear, because I'm not worried about it, because I know I'm still going to get to where I want to go regardless. I just can't go this way, so I need to change my direction and go this way. So I will not aggravate a stressful situation by dwelling on my fears of the future. Again, don't let some setback throw you off and you get aggravated and you make it even bigger, a bigger situation than it needs to be, and you go into panic mode and be like, okay, well, now that this is not happening, like I could have easily been like, okay, well, now that I'm not doing this semester, I'm never going to graduate. Oh my gosh, my life is over. I'm going to be a bum for the rest of my life. Like, that could be easy way to go. Or I could just be like, all right, fine. Well, okay, I'm not going to go this semester. Then at least I can get my break, for myself, financially, mentally, physically, whatever, and shift my gears. Okay, well, then that gives me more time to do more episodes. That gives me more time to work on my business. So just being able to, continue on that mountain, and really having the proper attitude when you are climbing up the steep hill of life, because there's no way to avoid it. We all have to go through it. Be patient with yourself. Don't aggravate the situation by dwelling on your fears of the future, or thinking that just because a setback occurs that you're not going to get there. You are going to get there. It's just, all right, well, maybe you were going path A and now you need to go path B, or maybe path C. So just being able to adjust to that is important. So that's really what I want to say, because I really like what this was saying, this particular excerpt about having the proper attitude when climbing a steep hill. So really, takeaways are: don't overthink the problem. Your attitude can lessen your suffering. Stay focused on where you are, not on the faraway mountaintop. Look for the little delicate flowers that grow along the way, the little achievements that you make, and appreciate them, and appreciate yourself for doing so. Learn from the mountain goats of having scrappiness, poise, and patience on your path up a steep hill. Make sure you approach adversity with lightness, not worry. Don't aggravate a stressful situation by dwelling on your fears of the future. Just keep going with the flow. Stay positive as much as you can. Allow yourself to step back and reflect. Give yourself a hug, pat on the back, and most importantly, have the proper attitude when you're climbing a steep hill. Having the proper attitude, not just when you face adversity, but when things are going your way as well. Just making sure we take the time to reflect and remember to stay on your attitude, making sure you have a grateful attitude, a positive attitude, a happy attitude, and more things will come to you. You will attract the good. Your attitude, your energy, your aura attracts what comes to your life. So if you're going into a panic mode and you're thinking gloom and doom, guess what? Gloom and doom is going to start. Then you literally have just opened the portal for all the gloom and doom to come that you were fearing in the first place. So what is the sense in that? So just, live your life, and let things come, let things go, smile, laugh, don't take things too seriously, but still stay poised, stay patient with yourself, stay patient with God and others, and embrace the change, embrace everything that comes and goes, and make it work for you. That's really what it is. Make it work for you. And we're almost done with 2020. So see how things go for the rest of the year, and don't let it get you down. Don't let setbacks get you down. I always say that it's not a setback, it's a comeback, or it's not a failure, it's just a setback. Don't let it become a failure. It's just, one little trip up. That doesn't mean you got to stay on the ground. Just because you fall doesn't mean you have to stay there. Get up and go harder the next time, or go smarter, or both, So that's my second message that I want to share. Again, this is from this book called Thriving as an Empath, 365 Days of Self-Care for Sensitive People. If you want to read it, it's really good. I don't read it like all in one sitting, more so it's a message for each day of the year. So make sure that you guys just get out and enjoy the sun. I see the sun's out, and enjoy life, meditate, manifest, invest in you. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great week.